This is the most comprehensive video about the jab on the internet. If you want to master the basics and the most advanced jabbing techniques, see video instructions which show you what to do and discover over 5 different variations of the jab, then you're in the right place. You ready to rumble? Let's dive in. What is a jab? A jab, also known as the number 1, is one of the 6 punches in boxing. You have a jab, which is 1, cross 2, a lead hook, which is 3, a rear hook 4, lead uppercut 5, and then a rear uppercut 6. It is a quick, sharp, and effective punch which comes from the arm that is closest to your opponent. So it's a left arm for orthodox fighters and a right arm for southpaw fighters. Why is the jab important? The jab is used to find your range, set up punch combinations, stun opponents, defend against an aggressive fighter, and close the distance. A jab for a boxer is like a hammer for a builder. Without it, the job would be much harder. What are the benefits of the jab? Benefits of the jab include the ability to set up punches, defend against an aggressive fighter, find your range, stun your opponent, throw a safe punch, and close the distance. Is the jab the most important punch in boxing? There is no most important punch in boxing because the other 5 punches can be more effective in certain situations. For example, when you're in range, the jab would be the most important punch in boxing. It's a bit like a builder in his toolkit. Yes, you could argue that the screwdriver he has is the most important tool for a particular job, but that builder's hammer and nails can be just as important. On the other hand, the jab is the most thrown punch in a boxing bout, and it can allow you to set up combos, find your range, and close the distance. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the most important tool in your arsenal, in my opinion. How can you make a jab more powerful? You can make a jab more powerful by improving your technique. It takes years for a fighter to master the jab, but with practice comes great power. Common jab mistakes. Number 1, the chicken wing. This is where you're sort of punching with your elbow sticking out, like a chicken. Winding up the jab. Winding up the jab in the hope to increase power. So this is like, imagine like a slingshot. So you're winding all the way back and then you throw the right hand or whatever punch that you're going to throw. Jabbing in the pocket. So this is where you're unable to fully extend your jabbing arm, making it a weak punch that leaves you exposed. So for example, when you're in range and an alternative to jabbing in close is to just throw several uppercuts and short hooks, which would be more effective than jabbing in the pocket. Jabbing across your body. So this will put you off balance and reduce the amount of power you can produce. So instead of jabbing across your body, you want to be jabbing in a straight line. Number 5, not rotating your arms. So you will generate a lot more power and prevent injuries if you rotate at the end of the punch. Number 6, overcommitting. So a lot of people overcommit when they jab or throw various other punches as well. But overcommitting will put you off balance and invite your opponent to hit you cleanly. Number 7 is jabbing too slowly. So if you've done everything above right and it's still too slow, then it's time to read up on your boxing footwork, which we are about to create a video on. So which arm do you use for the jab? Well, the arm you use for the jab is the arm that is closest to your opponent in your boxing stance. So if you are a southpaw fighter, meaning that your right foot is forward, you'd use your right arm to throw the jab. But if you're an orthodox fighter with your left foot forward, you'd use your left arm to throw the jab. What's the difference between a jab and a straight? So the difference between a jab and a straight is that a jab is a quick and straight extension of your arm closest to your opponent in a boxing stance, and a straight is essentially another word for a cross or a right hand, and the straight is thrown with the opposite arm to your jab and follows the jab in a 1-2 punch combination, for example. Do you jab with your weaker hand? You jab with your hand that is closest to your opponent in your boxing stance. So this could either be your strong hand or your weak hand, depending on whether you are fighting orthodox, meaning that your left arm is in front, or southpaw, meaning that your right arm is in front. Can a jab knock someone out? Yes, a jab can knock someone out. For example, Liam Williams' knockout against Chris Carlslaw with a jab in 2018. However, in the majority of cases, the jab will only stun an opponent and help you set up further combinations. I hope you've enjoyed this video on the jab and that you have learned something new. I'd love to hear what your favorite jab variation is, or who you think the best jabber is, or perhaps you have a question that you'd like to leave in the comments below. Either way, thanks for watching, and yeah, please subscribe.